Hi, I'm Paul Friedman, founder of the Marriage Foundation, and today's question is good. Why does my husband make everything my fault? It's always tempting to go back to the Western psychological methodology of analyzing your husband. But if we analyze your husband and you understand, or at least begin to understand, why he's making everything your fault, it isn't going to help your marriage. You really are searching because you want I know this is a problem for you, but let's look at the bigger problem. The bigger problem is that your marriage isn't great. And when we get married, we have an expectation, subconsciously at least, that every day our marriage is going to get better, that every day we're going to feel more love for and with our soulmate. So what you have here, by his finding fault with you all the time, is a clear indication that he isn't happy. So I can explain to you, basically almost anyone can become objective and come up with really good reasons why your husband does that and pins it on him. What's wrong with your husband? But let's do it differently. Let's give you something to work with. So if you're at this stage, this isn't bad. A lot of people at your stage will read Breaking the Cycle, which is one of the books that I've written, so they can make their marriage better all around. But really, isn't that why you're searching? You want a better marriage. Think about how much love you felt for your husband, how much love you could feel was coming from him. And then over time, and believe it or not, for many people, over time begins even before the wedding, that you started taking each other for granted. You started losing enough common respect for one another that you would bicker about things, you would blame each other for things, you would yell at each other even. This is common in marriage today because people don't understand. So sure, your husband could be blah, 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 but let's pinpoint it and let's say your husband is not happy in his marriage. He's not happy with how you are behaving towards him. Now, we get emails all the time from people who hear this kind of message and they go, oh, so in other words, it's all my fault. This isn't a matter of blame. If you're building something together, there is the need for both of you to do the very best that you can. And usually when you're working on something together, you don't find fault if you really want to progress. You don't find fault with the others not doing as much as you're doing. What you do rather is you pick up the slack. You help them. You contribute more. And it's not about you carrying the burden. It's not a burden. It's about you contributing more into your marriage so that your husband becomes more properly responsive to you and starts acknowledging your efforts, acknowledging you, letting you know once again that he loves you. What can you do to make those things happen? Is you could do it yourself. You could make your husband feel the way you made him feel when you were dating. You made him feel like he was the ultimate guy, that he was who you wanted to spend your life with. Do you think if someone were to ask him now, do you think your wife loves you with all your heart, all of her heart, mind, and soul? What do you think he would say? And this is where you need to go. That's why reading one of my books will be helpful. Now, if your marriage is really sliding, get the Course for Women. Thank you for spending time with me. I hope this helps you. I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation. God bless and take care.